Yeah. Absolutely.
Yep.
Now then, Mage Tower. Gonna be real. I haven't done any of it yet. Haven't done any of it yet because I've been busy with Endwalker, and I was stuck in Endwalker queue. Halo Infinite came out. Frankly, I've been playing WoW and Halo for essentially similar amounts of time.
Yeah.
Technically, maybe Halo for longer. I mean, obviously, my game time is way skewed towards World of Warcraft here. But, Halo Infinite campaign was out. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to go see what it's like. And I had a blast, by the way. It was very fun. Grapple hooks.
Yep.
They were good in Stormheim.
There's
good in Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
Fucking saving video games, these grapple hooks.
Honestly, right. So I need to get the actual wording of it, but a friend of mine from uni has a saying. It's called Neil's Law, and any game in existence would be improved by the inclusion of a grappling hook. And so far, he has not been wrong. Any game that's went, we will incorporate a grappling hook, has been massively improved. Just Cause, Halo Infinite, Doom Eternal, Stormheim even.
Yeah.
Anything else?
The Maw.
World of Warcraft, technically, because Outlaw Rogues,
Oh, true.
their grappling hooks pretty cool.
Make everything better. They're great.
Yeah, grappling hooks. So there you go, game designers. Grappling hooks, make them useful. Fantastic.
How do we put a grappling hook in the Pale Beyond?
Well, here's the problem. A lot of that boils down to it being action gameplay. We're using it properly, but you could just have a grappling hook.
Just put it as a mini game.
It could just be an item, yeah. Just a grappling hook item that you'll use to hold bits of ice together.
Sweet. I'll let Thomas know we need grappling hooks stat.
Yeah. No, I mean hook shot. Yeah, hook shot from. I almost forgot the name of the Zelda series for a second there. The hook shot. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
So.
Oh yeah, Survival Hunter as well. I forgot.
Yeah, of course. So the Mage Tower.
Yep.
Is the Pale Beyond available to play? No, we're still making it.
Yes, it is, but only for people in this office.
Oh yeah, I've played it. No, it's actually on my Steam account.
Oh yeah.
Because of how all that works with beta access and everything.
Yeah.
So I have a copy of it in Steam, but you guys can't yet. Sorry.
Yep.
You wouldn't want to. It's not done yet.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah.
But hey, if you do, wishlist our game on Steam. Woo.
Yep.
But yeah, the Mage Tower then. So I haven't done any of it because I've been, I've been doing other things.
You've been doing other things.
As I in my popular and high-rated tweet said, "Hello everyone. Can we have?"
Well, I said hello Warcraft devs, but yes.
I'm on the wrong Twitter account. You know what? Never mind. That's the wrong website. There's the news. I basically just tweeted at Warcraft devs, hey, can we extend the Mage Tower? This is coming up to the holidays.
Also,
and a lot of people are really, and at Walker, a lot of people, of course, are really busy, aren't we? We're busy because, as an example, we're closing on the 23rd. Through to the 29th, right?
Oh, prime Endwalker.
Oh, big Endwalker. Yeah, so, we're closing, and I would like there to be some content in the bank so that when we're not open, because, breaks are good, we have some content for you guys. And that means doing a bunch of work to make sure that there's content up over the break period.
More work to less work.
Yeah, and of course, in most jobs, it's a bit like that. You have to tie off all your things before the holidays, and... This is also basically the worst time they could have opened up this feature with FOMO, frankly. Yeah. And I think a lot of people seem to agree with my tweet. Now you have done it.
Yes, I have done I've done a very, very small amount of Mage Tower, and I've only done it because I've been in queue for Endwalker, which, thankfully my PC can handle having both of those open at the same time. But I've been trying the Elemental Shaman. Because if I log in my Paladin, I'll just scream. So I have an Elemental Shaman at 60. I've been trying that for maybe about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours total, to no avail because it's fucking hard. I also went to try the Resto Shaman one and went, I'm not doing this on anything but my Paladin because Paladin's strong. I guess is the way I'd put that. It's going to be substantially easier, but man, it's so hard. Like, I remember doing Mage Tower when it was relatively new and thinking, this is also extremely hard. But it feels like it's a little bit overtuned And I did quite a lot of Mage Tower, but I did it around, 7 point, sort of later in 7.2. I wasn't fully like Antorus geared up, but I had a decent bit of gears, maybe a little bit later. But it's just way, 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 way too hard for the average person, and not in a way that's satisfying. I think that's a problem I find. Well, obviously, I think some of them from the last time I did them are really, really fucking cool. Like the fact that you have all of these tools to get over the Archmage Xylem one, where you can death grip him as a Frost DK, or you can double jump over the lasers as a Demon Hunter. That stuff's really cool. And I really like a lot of the flavor of the challenge. But Agatha, for example, is like, the timers feel off to me, and they're problems for you to solve by manipulating your behavior instead of executing correctly. Because the point of Agatha is you need to get, there are a bunch of ads you need to deal with as priority. So she summons imp servants that walk up and start healing her through these channeled casts. So you can slow them or stun them or find some way to displace them to interrupt their cast while you kill them. Then there are Smoldering Imps and Umbral Imps she summons at the same time. Umbral keep her invincible while they're alive, so you can't split AoE on her or focus on her shield. And the Smoldering Imps fire high damaging fireballs at you. They really hurt a lot more than I remember. Absolutely, the Smoldering Imps. And I did Agatha on, I want to say maybe 3 or 4 different characters back in the day. But they hurt a lot more than I'm used to, or that I remember. But it's about damage profile. And it's really, really interesting. Like, as an example, Stormkeeper for Elemental Shaman. We have that as a talent, which means we get the same one we had. Slightly different flavor, slightly different effects and stuff. Or weaker effects. But it feels designed around Elemental Shaman and Legion. And it's definitely different in damage profile now. Difference in usability. Not massively different. Not like huge, gigantic difference. But it is different. And it feels way, way worse to me. Like, I guess in my head, especially after I've been playing so much FF, I'm like, everything just kind of lines up in my head for stuff, whereas I'm like, why are these imps spawning when I have no AoE tools available? Because I don't have the Maelstrom bar to efficiently damage while also holding Earthquake for imp spawns. I don't always have Stormkeeper as it comes up. There's all these little weird things where it's like, it feels off to me, but it is also really quite fun. And I think that's the one part. The fact that they've scaled it down, the fact that gear sort of matters is a topic for maybe a sort of a topic I'll not talk about right now, but they're so close. If they can make it a little bit more tuned, and I guess there's a problem with PTR having not enough time to completely get it right, as well as not having it up for tuning as much in the Mage Tower or on the PTR. But man, it's so close to being this great, 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 great experience. But I think they just haven't done quite enough yet. That said, if queues are pretty bad in Endwalker tonight, which is likely will be on Friday night, I'll likely do a wave of them on other classes. I was about to say jobs. Other classes so I can get a better experience. And I definitely will be doing the Prop Paladin one because I did it in 7.2, and I'm fucking going to do it again.
Need that gear set?
No, I need to know that it wasn't a fluke the last time I did it. Because I spent fucking hours doing Prop Paladin the first time. That was a nightmare, and I think like that was me at the peak of my World of Warcraft gameplay. I was untouchable after I had done that. I was like, I have become Prop Paladin. Like, I have become Prop Paladin. So I really want to do it again. I need to do it again, but man, it's such a good bit of content. But it's just not perfect.
I was such a chump. I was in it like a bit of a funk.
Yeah.
Whenever that patch came out, and then, I kind of properly jumped back in playing the monk.
Yeah.
So I got around to doing a Windwalker monk. It's a load of piss.
Oh yeah.
The Windwalker, yeah. So I wanna do the Hunter one, and I actually do have one of every single class at least Legion.
Yeah, well,
because I
skills
did
you
that
to 45. So.
Legion. Yeah, so I'm trying to wonder, like, will my Legion characters be fine? Because if I can log into my Horde characters, I have one of every class, pretty much. Yep. Legion Horde, Legion level Horde, and if I can just hop in there, I want to get that flail, man. Is the warrior flail, or is the one where you get flail as your? Wait, no, you can't get the weapons.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck
I've
are you on about?
actually lost my...
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, you sort of missed that opportunity.
Yeah, I missed that opportunity. Well, I want to do the thing and think, if I did that a few years ago, I would have got the flail. But I want the gear sets. They're nice.
Yeah. No, the gear sets are definitely nice. I think it's interesting because there's a lot of things I don't want to say authoritatively because people might, not say people might disagree, but it's a subjective feeling where I feel like too much of it's designed around you having to hold your cooldowns and hold your timings and all that stuff versus use your whole toolkit to your advantage, which maybe is a problem more of the Agatha one. I need to try the Red Paladin one, see how that feels against oh my god, what's her name? The was it the Valkyrie Silgrin? Whatever it was, that fight in the Halls of Valor, that was interesting. What's the other one? Well, I want to do the healer one, but trying that on Resto Shaman, it feels insane. I don't remember I remember that was hard back in the day, but I remember having a lot more tools to deal with it. And I feel like there's a design problem where I feel like it's a puzzle to solve for players as opposed to an execution matter. Some of them are execution matters. Like I think a lot of the Xylem stuff is execution based. Agatha is a little bit more, oh well, if you literally do not have the damage here.
Yeah.
You are not able to kill these things fast enough. And it's because you don't have resources at this time because you've been playing optimally. And like that kind of stings to me a little bit. You can maybe get around to that by giving like 2 charges of Stormkeeper or a bigger Maelstrom bar or something, but then that's a specific thing. So I guess it's a matter of they need to think about that. I'd like to see them take another stab at the Mage Tower instead of just giving it to us again. Or rather, in addition to giving it to us again.
Yeah, and I really hope that they will.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's obviously going to be, quirks.
Yeah.
Kind of taking something that had to be pretty tightly done back then and then taking it to now, even though the designs of classes have changed.
Yeah, I mean, we were thinking about Marksman Hunter earlier. Marksmanship Hunter earlier on. Like, it's like, what's that? You need to move? Yeah, fuck you.
Bit different to how it was in Legion.
Yeah.
There's a super message from Andrew said, I better be getting a whole load of lore walking podcasts for Christmas, lads. Cheers. That is actually in the plan. Yep. We've had... honestly, we've just had a bunch of issues the last while. I mean, some of them are down to me personally, and that is things I shall share once they are resolved. So no form of drama or like anything internally. It's actually it's just been a really hard time, frankly.
Yep.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah, we will get to that.
Man, indeed. Yep. So, I would honestly recommend you go try Mage Tower in as many classes as you try because they're very good for training you. That's why I think they worked so beautifully because I went into Legion, did them all, got all the class mounts, did a lot of the Mage Towers. I'm like, this is it. This is content this game needs. It needs a curve up into it, but if you can beat the Mage Tower, and even if you read guides on how to do the Mage Tower, you're like, oh well, you're kind of cheating a little bit maybe, but it'll learn. Oh yeah. Oh, I never thought to use X ability in Y situation. That's how it's used. I'll do it in future for dungeons. Stuff like that.
How many people were better warlocks after the warlock class quest bit at the end?
Oh yeah.
It forced you to use your toolkit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the.
Of course,
that's the stuff that's
for the for the rewards of this. Actually, no. First, there is the thing tuning. Blizzard are, I think, looking at things. They might be tuning a few. Tuning a few down. There's the sort of thing, like, I know you can sort of joke, just like it was in Legion, people crying for nerfs. At the end of the day, though, this is them doing it like with a form of scaling. They're obviously going to have targets of success rates and difficulty. And, if they've missed the mark in their targets, fair enough, tune it.
Which I will say that I think that's acceptable as like a kind of as metric-driven way to look at it, but that also feels a little bit weird to me. Like, oh, well, there's not enough people doing so we'll tune it down. You're like, well, I don't know.
Well, as long as they're being smart about how they read the numbers. Yeah. Like, if they can clearly see everyone's like, whoa, this one's really hard. Like, was it Tattles? It was one of the gameplay boys who's very well respected for the gameplay. It was like, this one's probably a bit too hard. So it's like, if the real subject matter experts there are saying that sort of thing, I'm more than happy to defer to their experience. Yeah. For what the sets look like, I mean, I'll just quickly go through them. They are pretty damn nice. That was a really, I think, a really pretty damn cool tier. Of course, that is a tier that was riffing off Burning Crusade gear. I mean, not for Monk. Didn't exist in Burning Crusade. Oh, man. Cool Paladin set. Very cool priest set. Yeah, so maybe a bit less than the rogue. There's a rogue set.
There's
but
shaman that's green for some reason.
And then there's the warrior. So I think they're pretty cool. And of course, druids can get the fell werebear. Which, it's not the werebear that you maybe really want, but hey, it is a werebear skin that you can have. And then, if you do all 7 challenges, you will get a mount. And, it's a pretty cool mount.
Yep, absolutely.
So, yeah. Sweet. Hey, more of this, the Mario. I just say, hey, Blizz, open her up.
Yeah.
More than just 2 weeks.
Yeah. So I think if actually, I'd like to know what people think about this. So I would say, yeah, no worries. I would say that the Mage Tower needs specifically 2 major things, I think. Number 1 is, of course, open it up. Maybe not all the time if you really like the idea of FOMO and you want to cycle time walking, but definitely make it a lot more regular, because it's like I said in response to Michael's tweet about it all, FOMO only works if you're the market leader. FOMO is going to bite back fiercely whenever you actually get it wrong, or whenever you're number 2 in people's heads, which will happen with a lot of people for Endwalker, but it'll also happen an awful lot over Christmas, over the time of year, where it's like, well, especially I can't remember who it was, but someone said earlier that, it was aka Mad Max, to try Mage Tower I would have to pay Blizzard money, and that's not happening. That's completely fair. Maybe you don't want to sub now to play it, so they're just going, well, no, fuck you, I'm not gonna pay you. So that's just unfair, especially at the Back of Christmas, versus, hey, this will be up whenever you want to come back. That's the attitude I think they need to take, more or less, is we will make the game and it'll be ready for you, because otherwise they're going to lose out on the FOMO stuff. At least I hope so. I really would like to see us get the numbers behind it, but we never will. If we were to hear anything about numbers, I would expect it would go something like, let me think. In their earnings call, it would go something along the lines of, we have seen thanks to new initiatives in they wouldn't say reusing old content. Let's think. Thanks to new initiatives in creative use of content, World of Warcraft engagement in Q4 2021 was at a record for that quarter in a non-modern expansion year. That's something I actually imagined they would say, but we're not going to get anything more than that. And the other point is the gear scaling. This is what I'd actually like to know what you think, because the gear scaling, I feel it's that's always been a part of World of Warcraft gameplay, going and getting the gear you want, or getting the gear that's optimal for a situation. There's strategy involved, there's time involved, there's gameplay involved, but when that comes down to almost the you have to check a guide because you need to know the mathematics behind it because of scaling. I know the best move is to go get a bunch of TBC dungeon gear with sockets for every piece. And I think for most specs, you want to look for versatility. And then I guess it depends on everything else after that. But that's the kind of thing that's a lot of time for a FOMO thing to go on. But also it feels degenerate. It feels like, oh, well, this is going out of the way. This is not intended for us to go and get all these gems, get all these different consumables from different eras, as opposed to just the modern ones. So I think I would rather the scaling was a stat template. Just, this is your stats. You don't have access to trinket effects, or maybe there's a hard set trinket effect. You have to play it with this completely solid set of, this is you, this is your challenge, deal with it. I don't know if you'd agree with that, but that's definitely something I would like to see.
Oh, bad news. It is no nut December.
Out of nuts.
Out of nuts.
Yep.
Wanted a tasty bite of some nuts, and don't have any.
Yep, no, well, yeah.
While I went to find some nuts and a Pepsi, of course I ended up finding neither.
Yep.
What do I walk past?
What?
Tin of Heroes.
Yeah.
Big biscuit selection.
Yep.
And of course, I'm not in keto, but I am on low carb, and I'm trying to have under 75 grams of carbs a day. So those things are a big no-go, and I'm completely off alcohol. So
Fun Christmas.
None
tree.
of the beer that our fridge has is left over from the Christmas party is drinkable. So
Yep.
yeah, honestly, that was a rather doomed enterprise.
That's interesting. I think, well, not that many responses yet, but I see people say that either time walking set that's optimal for Mage Tower or stat template is a good idea. So that's something I think they should maybe consider in future. Even though there is valid gameplay in going to farm old sets, it feels a bit too broken. They could make content to get a time walking set, or time walking set's actually a good idea, by the way. They should do that.
That'd be fun.
Yep.
Mythic Plus.
Yep.
I've got to say, I'm coming back for hopefully for 9.2. You know, hopefully maybe do some of the raid with the guild, but I'm just not really interested in doing the Mythic Plus, just in the face of honestly just there being other games to play.
Yeah.
So that's me on the Mythic Plus. I don't know how people found it.
I honestly haven't seen anyone talk about it, although I think people will like it because it's novel. As long as it doesn't end up being, it's easier, so we'll do that this week, or for the next 2 weeks, or it's harder, so we won't do that. I guess that's kind of one of the problems I think they'd likely run into. But it's not a problem they should be paying attention to. They should ignore player behavior they don't want and try to incentivize out of it instead of designing out of it, I think.